Hey everyone, welcome back to Stadiums of the World. Today we have another minor league ballpark on the channel, a AAA ballpark. We're going to be touring Sahlen Field, home of the Buffalo Bisons. If you don't know, that's the minor league baseball team of the Toronto Blue Jays. That means we're up in Buffalo, New York for the first time on this channel, right in the heart of downtown. Every photo you see today was taken by me. Please subscribe to the channel, I appreciate that. You can write in the comment section what you like about this ballpark. Sahlen Field opened up back in 1988, has a current capacity of 16,600, which is actually smaller than what it was when it opened. It's a pretty simple ballpark, but I think it's one of the better ones in all of minor league baseball, and it's definitely a classic. It has a lower tier of chairback seating that goes from foul pole to foul pole behind home plate. There's also a second tier of seating, which is much smaller, doesn't quite go all the way from foul pole to foul pole, but it's part of the club section. In addition to that second tier of seating, the club level also has luxury suites that wrap around. From the outside of the ballpark, you can see the club level, you can see the seats on the right, and then you can see the walkway behind the luxury suites. There is no seating out in left field, but it does have a large screen above the wall that's 60 feet tall. If you walk around the ballpark and you go behind that wall out in left field, you can see why. There's really no room for any seating. There's a road that's right behind that wall, so they have to have the net up so balls don't hit cars going by. As you move out to left center behind the wall, you can see that there's actually some steps and a grassy hill, so there's a little bit more room between the road and the ballpark. Right field's a little bit different. You actually have a party deck, and right field has a small amount of seating behind it, and that's the only place in the outfield that actually has seats beyond the home run fence. Bullpens for both teams are located out right in right center. It's not split up. I've said it before, but I like it when the bullpens are actually in different parts of the ballpark. The overall ballpark itself is pretty simple, and that goes for the exterior, but I gotta say, for being simple, it's definitely a beautiful exterior facade. Right behind home plate, they have a great entrance. You got the Washington Street, and above that, it has the sign for the ballpark. And I definitely recommend checking this out. Even if you can't come to a game, just walk around the ballpark. I think it's worth it. There has been a lot of statues at ballparks on this channel lately, so let's keep with the theme. If you go behind home plate, just beyond the entrance of home plate, you have this statue you can come check out. There's a video board out in dead center field. It's AAA ballpark, so it's fairly simple. I do like on the back side of the video board that they call out home of the Bisons. They give the field name and all that stuff. I think it's simple, but it's a nice touch. I mentioned at the beginning of the video that you're in the heart of downtown, and that's definitely true. If you look up, there's a bunch of buildings overhead. We're actually in a tower not too far from here, and you couldn't even see the ballpark because there's so many other buildings in the way. There's Pub at the Park located down the first base line. It opens up 2 hours before each ball game. Moving beyond the ballpark, there's a large parking garage that's located beyond right field. I went up to the top of the parking garage and looked around, tried to look at the ballpark. You can see the ballpark, but it is pretty hard to see the field. So if you're trying to watch a game up from here, it'd be difficult. But I would recommend, if you just wanted a good shot of the ballpark, to come check it out. Adjacent to the parking garage out beyond center field, there's a small parking lot. So you can park here. You got to say that you compare how large the ballpark is and how many parking spots are in this parking lot. There's really not much here. It's more of the parking's in the parking garage. This was just a shot we took from that parking lot. You can see the parking garage I was on top of, and you can see the field. So I think if you're going to come down and check out the field on an off day, I would recommend just parking here. I mentioned before the road that's behind left field's home run fence. That road actually leads onto the freeway. You can see the ramp to the right. If you've been keeping up with Major League Baseball over the last couple of years, you may know that the Toronto Blue Jays actually played here during the 2020 season, and they renovated it beforehand. Another nice feature of the ballpark, it's actually natural grass. Being up in Buffalo, they could easily do fake turf or something like that. Watching a lot of the college games, I was surprised how many of the college baseball fields were not natural grass. So it's nice to see that even in Buffalo, they do have some natural grass up here. It's worth mentioning that even though they reduced the capacity of this ballpark, that it's actually still the largest ballpark in all of AAA baseball, which is the largest in all minor league baseball, even though it's only 16,600 seats. Winds have an effect at this ballpark similar to Wrigley Field. You have the lake effect. It's right near the water. The wind moves differently than Wrigley Field, so it doesn't have the same exact effect, but it's one of those things that, like, if you're playing here, the wind does have an effect on it. And one other thing to note, if you're getting on the freeway, you can see the ballpark. So, if you're just driving by, look out for it. And that's something I noticed when the Blue Jays were playing here. I always could see cars going by on the freeway, and so I thought that was pretty cool. Every video I like to throw in a photo of myself at the ballpark. It just shows that I was actually there. This takes us towards the end of our tour. Appreciate it checking it out today. Don't forget to subscribe and let me know which ballpark next.